Hello again, Ian Stuckey with Mastermind Games here, and this time painting an Ork Trukk. 09035 olive green. So starting on the lowest area and getting the flesh tone on the orc. This is a case of a model where the instructions provided actually make it a little more difficult to assemble, particularly where it concerns the crew operating it. I would recommend, the instructions show putting certain parts of the crew's, particularly the driver's arms, on after installing it into the cockpit. I would recommend full assembly on him before putting him in. Makes me wonder sometimes if some of these instructions were actually based on prototypes and not production models. But a lot of models don't have instructions still. Okay. Let's see which one next. This is going to be kind of an awkward video. So 09088 Stormy Gray, and part of that's going to be caused by just the fact that this has no base to conveniently grip while I work. Let's go a little bigger for this part. Where is that one? I'm gonna get this on the undercarriage here on these struts and axles. Like all Ork vehicles, the Trukk has a ramshackle salvaged Mad Max look to it. Trukk is just the Ork's basic no-frills transport. We'll see what their codex says about updates to it when it comes out, but in the index, this has got two options for a weapon, either a big shooter or a rocket launcher, but the kit only comes with the big shooter. So, make of that what you will. As I've been going deeper into collecting Warhammer, I've noticed there's a lot of kits that don't have all the options that the models can use in their respective codexes. One of the biggest examples being Space Marine tactical squads. where the kit only has the rocket launch or missile launcher heavy weapon, when the squad can actually take any of them from the list shown. Though most of those heavy weapon options do come with the Devastator kit, as well as a bunch of other stuff that the sergeant in these tactical squads can take that it doesn't come with. So even if you hate Space Marine Devastators, I'd recommend getting one kit just for the parts. And right now I'm more concerned on just getting the undercarriage, but I will use this on parts that are higher up. Okay, I think that's what I want. The undercarriage will start going up onto the engine of it. Yeah, the chain on this wrecking ball has proven fairly sturdy thus far, but anything that wiggles around that much when I paint it makes me nervous. See, and then 09116 Brilliant Blue. Oh boy, this one is really plugged up. Don't need much of that. That's just going on the cloth parts of the orcs' clothes. The orcs. Boy. Just come in there and since I nicked some of the green, we'll go ahead and just touch that up real quick here. Gonna go ahead and do the helmets in the blue as well. Tires up, and I'm knocking stuff around again. So 09039 Rainy Gray to start on the tires. Or to be a little more specific, what would be the rubber portion of them? Let's go with a slightly larger brush. I'm going to pick out, I'm going to quickly do the entire exterior surface. That interior there will be another color, probably steel. I'll pick out the armor on it later. I'm still working on the Beast Arises books, but One thing that comes to mind while painting this is the Orks vehicles look so ramshackle and dilapidated that during a mission a Space Marine thought a functioning vehicle was just a useless wreck until it started moving. A little more paint. Okay, I set that down. Can I do this? Not really. Guess I can brace it up like this. That's one of the problems with a model like this. It doesn't have a base. So, gonna let that dry before moving on. Okay, 09088 Stormy Gray again. Gonna pick out a few more details. Things got really nuts for me the last couple of days, and I am about ready to walk off the day job regardless of my financial situation. Just gonna see what happens. Just gonna pick out these gauges here. And this is another case where a partial assembly before painting might be advisable. Just wasn't even thinking about that at the time I was assembling this model. And we're going to work on the big shooter. So according to the index, because at the time I'm filming this, the Orc Codex isn't out yet, hasn't even been announced yet. This truck can take either the big shooter or a rocket launcher, but the kit only comes with the big shooter. We'll see as I collect orcs, there's another kit that actually has a rocket launcher compatible with this kit, or if I have to rig one up. And get this big hook in this gray too. Touch up this engine a little bit. I get that as best I can. So yeah, I kind of painted myself into a corner. If this happens, I wouldn't stress too much about it. It's been a long time since I've painted a vehicle for Warhammer, so I think the last time I did paint a vehicle for 40k was a Tau Piranha long ago. Okay. I suppose I'll start on steel, so where is it? 09206 Tarnished steel. I'm gonna pick out that stick bomb flinger. Well, that is too gooey. And you can see this is twitching around, and that makes me nervous. Getting the wrecking ball here. Get the little horns on his helmet. And big spike on his. Go ahead and get the spotlight, but this will be finished up with a lighting effect later on. Let's see, to make sure. Nah. Go ahead and get the spikes for the boarding ramps. A little more paint. Yeah, the boarding ramps and the stick bomb flinger here used to have rules in a previous edition, but right now they don't, and are just decoration. Again, you want to keep your brush moist but not overly wet. Didn't get that quite wet enough. We'll dilute a little bit. Okay. Start with move on to the tires here, get the rims. Brace that up there while I get some more paint out. And yeah, this is going to be kind of awkward to shade because there's no base for it to rest on. So that's going to take longer than usual. Oh, that's where that came from. I wound up rubbing the paint off one of the hooks by the way I was gripping it. I have to be careful. just takes patience. Okay, last timer here. Let's see, how's this running? Okay, this is one where it's only partially go around. Okay. Whoop. I think I just knocked the camera out there. And yeah, this is tricky. I'm just gonna shake the kink out of my arm. Okay. So on another note, I am almost finished with the molds for Forests 1. Another week or two. They'll be up on the my storefront. Link below. I'll probably have the mold itself finished next couple of days, in about a week, give or take, to get all the paperwork and copywriting on its way. And then copyrights apply retroactively from the date they are submitted to the Library of Congress in the United States. So the same day I get that paperwork on its merry way, we'll also be putting up a video, painting video for this product. And will interrupt my pattern, my schedule on what malls are upcoming in my queue to do so. Probably have to mark that one as paid content, just as a precaution. But this set I'm about to release, it is big. A little more paint, because there's one more little bit to do here. Alright. And that's the battering ram portion of the bumper. Uh-oh. Just going to go ahead and do the entire thing. Okay. So, in terms of switching these to a first-person point of view, these painting videos, if anyone can recommend a decent camera that will just hook directly into my computer without having a separate battery necessary, and something that I can wear on my head, please recommend one. I'm getting the grill behind here just because I feel like it, which is nicely detailed on its own, and when I get my next truck, I don't know when that's going to be, I might leave some of this extra stuff off so you can see that grill and some of these other hidden details a little better. So, I'm going to carefully brace it up like that. Okay, that'll work. Gonna let that dry. Move on to some brighter colors. Okay. Next up, 09110 oiled leather. That on the ammo belt. Going under there and get the boots. At least the visible areas anyway. Wrapping on these crossbars. Or I guess roll bars, I'm not sure. It's making sure there's anything else that's literally duct taped together. Okay. Now 09007 Marigold yellow. I'm going to need at least 2 coats of this. Being careful not to nick parts I don't want in this. which also means I'm using a smaller brush than I normally would for areas this large. So, on the Mastermind Games front, the last layers of materials for my new product are on the molds now. I'll be able to start casting it in earnest later today. So I'm going to try to push through and finish this video as quickly as possible. And then I'll basically be taking a brief hiatus of no more than 2 weeks from these model videos. While I get the painting video for this new set as well as the other required paperwork done and get that up on my storefront. You know, thinking about this on a related note, if you wanted to do a Bad Moon's Orks army, this would be your shader for the base coat. And the one I'll use as my highlight would be your base coat. Yeah, definitely a model where I should have thought about doing a partial assembly first and then doing final assembly after painting. So object lesson there on that. Trying to avoid the controls here. So, I said I'm kind of going for an 80s cheese theme, but I'm also focusing heavily on color schemes from the 1980s incarnation of G.I. Joe, particularly looking at Cobra, the villains. And this particular color scheme is inspired by a vehicle called the Parasite that came in late in the line of that 1980s, 90s run, which was a transport. Able to hold, I think, 8 figures inside a canopy and more on running boards on the exterior. And then the knobs I painted earlier are inspired by another G.I. Joe character, the Alley Viper, which was a Cobra urban assault soldier. Yes, an urban, only in the 80s and 90s are you going to have an urban assault soldier wearing bright orange. And those tanks are going to get picked out another color anyway, so it doesn't matter much that I nicked them. I think next time I get a truck, I will definitely do a partial assembly before painting, because there are way too many undercuts here. It's less of an issue on Tau vehicles and, as far as I can tell, Space Marine vehicles, but here with the Orks, that's a bigger issue. Keeping the brush nice and wet here, or, well, moist anyway. Not as concerned about nicks on the undercarriage here. More paint. This is going on the entirety of the armor plating, after which I'll pick out a few details in another color, if this will cooperate. Okay. Just missed some of the wrappings there. Take a minute to fix that real quick while that leather's still wet. It's just a lot of surface area to cover with this, so it is going to take a while. I get a little too splotchy there. Touch it up real quick. Okay, switching to a larger brush for the flatbed part. Only thing that devours paint like a vehicle from Warhammer is a colossal or gargantuan from War Machine Hordes. I'm not as concerned about the bottom of the truck, but I'm still going to give it at least a cursory paint job. Okay. And last little bit over here. Then I'm going to need to give myself a little break before finishing up the last few details and starting the shading. Maybe hit a few touch-ups off camera while I'm at it. It's got a little sloppy. Okay. Okay. Let that dry a bit, give myself a breather, and do a few touch-ups off camera. Okay. Next color. Let's go with, where is it? It's not it. 09197 Old Bronze. I'm just picking out a few details. This. The bullets. These pipes. And this big exhaust pipe. No, it's still too small. But I will switch to a bigger brush to do this bigger pipe. In a couple of days since I've worked on this, because I've been focused on getting my casting for my new product worked on, and that will be the next video, and it will be released. The product itself will be released in about a week. uh, 09002 Deep Red. Not that much of this, just a few armor plates on the boys driving the truck here. Make sure I'm in camera. And I did touch up the gray and the yellow off camera. It's decent. Okay. 09004 Fire Red. Picking out the fuel tank here. And I also want to use this on these tanks here. Okay. Do another quick layer on this pauldron here. Let's see, and then 09050 antique gold. And that's going on exactly one part. If you guessed it was going on the Hodor ornament, you'd have been right. And I wasn't paying attention, I just put my finger on the gas tank that's still drying, so I'll have to touch that up. One last base coat, and that's 09023 Imperial Purple. And with this, it's too big a brush for this. Gonna pick out some iconography. And some random plates. May add some graffiti to this later, but that's would be done as a detail. Pay no attention to that tone you may or may not have heard. It's probably just another automatic update. You know, what's funny about the old toy I'm basing this paint scheme on is, for armaments, it had a actual working catapult on the roof. Yeah, so supposedly hurling bombs. A machine gun also on the roof, positioned to cover the troop compartment. And on the front, an open hatch for the driver. An 8-barreled machine gun. Sounds like that would have been right up the Orks alley. Daka daka daka. Yeah, I'm rambling again. But that 1980s G.I. Joe line, or 80s, 90s, had quite a few vehicles that would were just over the top and would probably fit reasonably well into Warhammer. Okay. Yeah, I think that'll do. So that's base coats. Let that dry. Start shading. Okay. Time to start shading. Red brick 09001. Not a whole lot of this, just a little bit for some armor. Zero 09049 Ancient Bronze. Zero 9109 Ruddy Leather. and 09003 blood red. And this has been particularly challenging to keep in camera. So I'll just put that out there again. If anybody can recommend a decent camera that will let me do first person point of view, something I can wear, isn't too expensive, please comment on that. Okay, let's see. Well, okay, I think I can. So 09022 Nightshade purple. Again, another thing on shading is you gotta be fairly slow to a certain extent so that you're not getting overlapping areas. Good grief, this one's really plugged up. Otherwise you'll have your colors running into each other, and well, that can be interesting. Can also lead to things you may not want. It just depends on what you're going for. So just be advised. And I hit that gas tank again. Oh boy. Just want to make sure I don't miss anything here before I move on to what's in the bed of the cabin. Looks okay. I think I can go ahead and do the bronze now. So aged Pewter 09196. Can dab this out here since got into the leather a bit. And I'll switch to a larger brush for this last exhaust pipe. Making sure a film doesn't form. Okay. Let that dry before continuing the shading. Oh, wait. Nope. Never mind, I got the spots on the grill. Okay. Good to move on. Okay, moving on. Let's see, where is it? 09037 Pure Black. Okay. Okay. Fortunately, I have a backup. I need to dilute this more than usual. Right. Sorry about the sniffing, but allergy season is in full swing. I'm trying to be very precise here. Get the big shooter. Okay. I'm trying to do this as quickly as I can. Alright, gonna let this dry a minute before I start on the undercarriage. Okay, it's dried a bit, let's finish up the undercarriage. And while I'll shade this, I probably won't bother highlighting it since it's going to be on the bottom in every conceivable game I play. Okay, that should do it. Then Blackened Steel 09205. Let's start on the RAM here. So as I've mentioned previously, I'm going to hold off buying more models before I get my painting backlog closer to cleared. And for 40k, I'm going to be focusing on maxing out units I have before I get new stuff. But since I'm going to be working on models I don't intend to record while I'm uploading videos, as in days I'm actively uploading a video where I can't do much on my computer, I will be working on those models I'm not recording on those days. So when I run out of things in my non-recorded backlog, I will go ahead and start picking up the units I need to max out my existing 40k squad units, and hopefully by the time I get my painting log closer to cleared, I will have come close to finishing that goal and have some new stuff to paint. But with that in mind, there is a ton of War Machine and Malifaux stuff coming up, in addition to more Warhammer, especially Ultramarines. But the next video will be my new product for my Battlegrounds line of terrain sets. And that video will probably be marked as paid promotion, just to cover my bases. I'm technically not being paid, but it is one of my products that I make myself, as opposed to every other video which are products by other companies. I'm going to have to be careful because this is going to get a little tricky here. Getting these tires. I can just go ahead and take a second and start on the insides here. Not doing as complete a shade as I would on more readily visible surfaces, but these are just visible enough that I feel it's necessary to take the time. Gonna need more paint. So, if you're asking yourself if I would do this on, say, the treads on a Land Raider, bottom of a, or any other Space Marine vehicle, the answer is yes. Yes, I would, make sure to get every surface painted, even surfaces that are typically not going to be seen. At least insofar as to getting a single layer of shading on them. I'm going to do this. This is where it gets kind of awkward in terms of where I can grip it and so on and so forth. And since I forgot the radiator grill earlier, we'll hit that real quick. Okay, I think that's got it all. So, brace that up and let that dry. Come back and hit the last of it. Okay. Okay. Next up, 09115 Ritterlich Blue. Just a couple of colors left after all this time, finally. This video is taking slightly longer to make because my focus has been on getting my new product ready to roll, which it's getting there. Molds are working fine. I'm casting. It's just taking time. Not to excuse the sniffing, the allergies are acting up again. It's just nothing to be worried about, it's just seasonal allergies. It definitely is annoying though because they didn't start until I sat down and hit play. Alright, and then the last color for this section is going to be pure black, 09037. I'm going to get the remainder of the tires with it. But once that's done, it'll just be down to, boy, that's irritating, the yellow there, and then start highlighting in detail, and yeah. Again, I apologize for this sniffing. It's just... it's just allergies. Okay, so... Okay, over halfway done with the tires now, and once I got that shade, I'll let it dry, and then we'll move on to the orange-yellow, and that's highlight and detail. Yeah, I'm more annoyed than anything else that this allergy thing just started kicking up right when I hit play, or record, I mean. It's annoying, but that's all it is, just an irritation. Not worth getting all that bent out of shape about, really. And the reason this is that it's so loud is because I have to hold this pretty close to the camera. Which again, I'm looking for one I can just plain wear. Well, a GoPro is one option. That's more money than I want to spend, especially since I only record these painting videos. Well, it's all well and good if you're out and about all the time. Since I'm limiting it to what's going on in my studio, it just seems like it's too much for what I need. Okay, that's good. Just let that dry. Move on a little bit, actually. One more thing I can do, and that's 09039 pure white. It's going to do that spotlight right there, next to the driver's seat. And this is just setting it up for a lighting effect. Okay, let that dry. Okay. Lemon yellow, 09009. There's going to be the lighting effect on that spotlight there. Then muddy olive, 09034. I just realized it skipped my mind completely to get the driver's teeth. So I'll have to amend that after this dries. And then 09006 fire orange. Go ahead and just start on the bottom here. See if I can't do this all in one go. I don't know if I can, but I can at least try. few days since I've worked on this. Busy with getting Forests 1 ready. Got enough resin to get the copyright file, but not enough to do any to sell, so I'm gonna go ahead and I just painted my hand. I'm gonna go ahead and get more orders so I have at least a couple sets I can put up on my web store to sell. As I said, that's going to be the next video I upload. Just going to finish this Trukk first. Okay. Don't know where that popping sound came from. Huh. Again, keeping the brush wet during this process. As I'm painting this, I'd say there's actually more than one way to assemble this. All the instructions this set kit came with only showed one. Something to note for next time I get a Trukk. And I will get more than one, I just don't know when. With me, getting one of everything generally takes priority over getting duplicates, but for this game I do have to make exceptions for troops choices. In any case, it looks like there's quite a few Warhammer related video games coming out before too long. There's that Horus Heresy VR one coming out, and that Adeptus Mechanicus one. I think Space Hulk Deathwing's out, but I've heard that's not so hot. But I also don't care all that much either. I'm just trying to blow the excess paint out of these gears there. I'm probably going to have to do the bed of the truck in another go. We'll see if I can avoid it. And more paint. Dab this bed off the gas tank if I can. That's dry already. Okay. I have to fix that later. Off camera. I might be able to do it with just shading, or not shading, highlighting. Okay, just about there. Oh, some of the green has run into the orange. Okay, nearly finished. Well, if I can avoid getting it caught in my water cup here. A little more paint. Just a couple surfaces left. I can finally put my arm down. These hooks are getting some runoff on it. That's to be expected. Again, plenty of water. Very nearly done. Okay, that's the last of the shading. Got the lighting effects. I'll have to hit the teeth, but alright. Take a breather and move on. Okay, kinda sick today. 09143 yellow bone. So I'm gonna try to knock out the teeth and get the eyes really quick here. Since I somehow managed to forget that. Too much water, not enough paint. Okay. Well, it's just gonna have to be. So, 09003 blood red. Can't really get the other one's teeth. Okay. And then where is it? 09037 pure black. Tiny. Oh, that's not mixed up well enough. Just tiny dot. On the barrel of the big shooter here. And I'm gonna have to let that dry, so back in a minute. Okay. Stained Ivory 09142. Just a tiny dot of this. Just to shade his teeth. Alright. Okay, and let's see. What is it? 09089 Cloudy Gray. Actually, I'll start with 09005 Phoenix Red. Yeah. No. Fire Orange 09006. It's, I'll have to excuse the sniffing, it's allergy season and I'm still getting over that bug that pretty much floored me the last couple of days. That's why everything I'm working on is being delayed. And why I'm sneezing so much. Part allergies, part cold. All unpleasant, and I'm gonna have to stop already. Okay, let's try this again. 09089 Cloudy Gray. There's a bit of a windstorm coming up. Let's make sure I'm on camera. Kind of the point of this. I'm not going to spend too much time highlighting the bottom of this, just a quick brush over. Wasn't even going to hit this at all originally, but kind of changed my mind. Okay. That's 09144 Creamy Ivory. Not a whole lot of this, just the driver's teeth. And my nose is gone again. Okay, let's get this finished. 09144 Creamy Ivory. Or if I don't think I've done this yet. It's been a very long and strange week. And Pale Olive 09036. Zero 09198 Tarnished Brass. Still need to figure out a better camera for these videos. 09037 pure black. It's way more than I'm gonna need. Don't know if that's mixed right either, but I'm just gonna have to roll with it. Need to finish this up, make it happen. Getting that on the rubber part of the tires. Again, I'm mostly focused on the parts that are readily visible, but I'll still do some of the underside in this case. I kind of changed my mind midway through about what I was going to highlight and what I wasn't. Zero 9117 Cyan blue. Alright, plugged up. Paperclip's gone missing, get a new one. Oh, 09051 new gold. Getting that just on the hood ornament. Oh, 09111 burnt orange. Shit. Sorry about the obscenity there. Well, that was the first time I've sworn in one of my videos. Hopefully it's the last. More speed, less haste. I've been exhausted, I've been sick, and all the while I've been trying to get this done as well as getting my new product for my business ready and available. That things happen beyond our control, but we always have a choice in how to deal with it. At least I didn't actually damage the model in this case. Still annoying and frustrating. Alright. 09207 True Silver. Get the grill. Get that stick bomb flinger, which used to have rules and now it doesn't. Those spikes there. Shut out the spotlight a bit. Yeah, this part makes me very nervous. Against the relative fragility of the chain, that tiny part. Okay. I'm not going to worry so much about the bottom of these spikes. Circular motion on around areas like the inside of this hubcap. Just a bit more paint. Almost done. Okay, other side's dry enough. Alright, 09008 Sun Yellow. Here's the big one. Not worrying about undersides as much. Trying to hit these studs from multiple angles to get the most coverage possible. And trying to go against the grain of the plastic here to snag as many of the edges. And I am doing the interior here since it is readily visible. Trying to nick as many of the studs in this bed of this truck as I can. I think I got just enough to get the job done here. Okay. 2 more colors. Nope. Not quite. I forgot a little bit of silver here. We'll amend that right now. Just get the spikes on that one's real quick. Okay, I need blood red 09003. Just a bit. There's not much of that. Let's see. Trying to get the most out of this towel here. Been a while since I've had this many colors on one model. Really Gotta get a better camera. I'm still having trouble finding a decent one that'll fit my needs. Alright, last one. 09024 Amethyst Purple. Trying to do it without causing a major catastrophe on my table. I've already had 2 of those this week. Since I started this. Just getting a little tense here. Okay, after all that, finally done. There's no basing here, so there we go. An Ork Trukk in all its gaudy glory. So, up next is going to be the last Tau model I'm going to have for a while, followed by some more Orks and then some other stuff. Actually, for that Tau, there's going to be an interlude for my new product. So, until next time, Ian Stokey with Mastermind Games, signing out.